beautiful beings of light. Welcome to the Crone Zone Conversations with the Ancients. My name's Priscilla. This is my friend Heather, my
Hi.
fellow Crone, and our guest today is Valerie B. from Illumination Portal. Welcome, 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 Valerie. It's always so much fun to have you on every
Thank
month.
you. I love coming on here and hanging out with y'all. It's a
Oh,
lot of
yeah,
fun.
we
Thank
love
you.
it too. And we're
It's,
going to talk today about the full moon lunar eclipse.
yeah,
And all kinds of crap that is happening in May that's going to affect all of us.
from Scorpio.
yeah. May's gonna be our month. This is kind of like, well, I've been waiting for May because all the energy was leading to this point. This is going to really reveal things, because this Scorpio, it is not only the eclipse today. This is the third one in the
Mm-hmm.
last 18 months that he's been involved. Him and Taurus have been involved. But Scorpio and Taurus are also on the node. So we have Taurus North Node, that's where we're going, and the Scorpio South Node, which is removing everything that's in our way from having
And
a
I'm a
nice.
Scorpio with the Taurus rising.
That is so awesome. But you've probably
Yeah,
been through a lot this year. Or,
I've
we
been
all.
through a lot, and it has definitely affected me. This full moon, this eclipse energy has definitely been affecting me without question. But
Yeah.
that it's fine. It's fine.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah, because I think we know. Yeah, our group here, we're all working on our vibration spiritually. We're connected to our hearts. It's those who, and no judgment, but those are the people who are usually run over by
Yeah.
um, these energies because they are powerful. And if you're not connected to your heart and have an awareness of what we need to release, because each eclipse helps us release more. Well,
Hmm.
Scorpio goes in and it's down, underbelly, molecular, all the
Oh yeah, it's
nasty.
gotten down and dirty. It's
Yeah,
definitely been down and dirty this month.
yep.
I just want to say hi to Emmy J and Warrior Girl and Cherie. Thank you guys for being here
Hi.
today. We really appreciate it. And it's
Yes.
always fun when Valerie's here, without a doubt. We always get
Aw,
so much good information.
yeah, I love explaining this stuff, and I try to make it very, to the point because it's a lot. We've been through a
There's a
lot.
lot.
We've been through a lot in the last 3 years, really the last 7 years. But astrologically, um, we had there's that huge transit right before COVID came, and that's kind of what it jolted the system, right? It jolted everything on the planet. So here we are
Right.
now. Yeah, and we're in this aftermath, and we're like, where are we going? Because we got to see in real time how, for
What
instance, our
wasn't
government,
working?
right, our
How
government's
screwed
not
up
working.
things were.
Yeah,
Nothing was working, was it?
nothing. Yeah,
Mhm.
It's
and
all being revealed slowly but surely.
yes, and
Maybe
that's
even faster now.
Ruby.
yeah, and that's what's going to happen. It's going to speed up because this is that last Scorpio eclipse. Now we have eclipse in the fall. We have uh, Taurus and Libra because the nodes will change in July. So, but and each time any planet, anything goes around and connects or connects to something in our own charts, it turns on a light. It gives you more information, and,
Oh,
and
it
we need
does.
that. Yeah, we need that
Cool.
especially now because where do we want to go is the
Yeah.
question.
I think we all have to decide where we want to go and make our moves that in that direction through our heart.
Yeah,
We have to decide what kind of society we want to live in, what kind of planet we want to live on,
Yep.
and move through our heart.
Yeah. What is it we really want?
yeah, and it's people like us or people who are aware anyway. Doesn't mean you have to be spiritual. But being connected to your heart gives you that advantage of giving you where am I going? Where am I headed? What does my heart really want? Because if we're listening to our ego, we're just going to get more of the same of what we can clearly see is not working.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
And we don't want that. And I'm sorry if you can hear my dog. Of course, he had to get up.
It's fine. I can't hear it.
Hear?
I just
Okay.
barely hear a little something in the background.
Yeah, he needed a drink of water. So,
No worries.
yeah, he's a good boy.
Mine's right
But-
outside the door. Well, not yet. She's laying down quietly at the moment.
Well, see, that's
I
nice.
say
'Cause
at the moment.
I know. Because usually if he's outside the door, then he wants in, and I'm live, and I'm like, so I just leave him in here with me. And he
We
was
have a
supposed
baby
to-
gate.
You have
We
a
have
what?
a baby gate that's see-through, a baby gate on the door here, so she can't come in here because of all the wires. But she can lay right out. She has a little doggy bed right outside the baby gate, and she can see through it and see us here, so she's good.
Yeah. It's kind of a mesh.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
a mess. But you can see through.
You got to be able to keep your eye on y'all. You got to know
Oh,
where you're at.
absolutely.
Yes.
You never know when somebody's going to attack us in our own home.
Yeah. That's what I got to do. He's like, what? Where are you going? Why are you doing?
Yeah.
I'm just going to sit here and listen. He's a good boy, though. But I can't leave him outside because he'll just cry at the door. So, but anyway, on the 1st of May, we had Pluto in Aquarius stop and station because it's about to go retrograde. He's only been there for like 6 weeks, but he's going retrograde into Capricorn, back into Capricorn for until the end of January. And then he'll start going forward again, but then he'll go back. Now, every time he does that back and forward, more will be revealed to us, especially what's going on in the world, things we weren't aware of. A lot of us are aware, but it's going to be plain for everybody to see by the end of this Pluto back and forth between Aquarius and Capricorn. But, okay, so we're in this moment, though, with the Scorpio eclipse, the third one. We've been building up to this. Now, Pluto changed signs May 23rd. Pluto rules Scorpio. Pluto and Mars do. So this is to get to the bottom of it, to really get it cleared out and cleaned out. That's why he's a big player. I'm probably the biggest player. We have all the other planets are being in a supportive role. But it has really given us the indicators in the last, especially 18 months, what needs to go. What do you know?
He's really revealing, isn't he?
Yeah. He hasn't even really started yet.
Yeah.
And that's the crazy thing. It's like I'm always, we always hear something about the news, and just the amount of stuff that has come out in the last year and a half is enough to make your head spin. And I think it's gonna increase that frequency of that stuff is going to increase to where it has to be. Okay, we need to change this because, for instance, we have a Supreme Court that has no regulations or anything. It's
no
just
ethics. There's just no ethics, no morality, no nothing there. Who would have ever thought that would happen? Not me in a million years. I always thought the Supreme Court was untouchable. What a nightmare.
I did too. And that is a tenet that we live under, right?
Mm-hmm.
We now, so our foundation is being
shaky everywhere.
Yeah, and rattled. And it's going to be, I'm excited about these changes, but I'm not excited to go through it. I'm not excited to see other people suffer.
No, I want to get to the other side. Yeah, definitely. I want to go through it, be on the other side, because I know the other side's going to be brilliant.
And it's beginning to be a long trek.
Yeah.
Yeah. And we should have a more clarity by the end of 2025. So I always say this, we've been persevering this whole time. Well, our whole lives, really. But these last 7 years, we really have pulled a lot of our inner strength in. And that kind of that those kind of moments have you look at yourself and look at your life and have you go, uh, am I in integrity, or am I doing what I want to do? What does my heart want? So this has been a big question
It
in
has.
our, especially our community. It's like, okay, well, what can I do? And really, I want you to believe that there are no limits on what you can create. We have these, we impose these things on ourselves based on our society that's really not in integrity at all. So
True.
open that up for yourself is what
Yeah.
I want to say the most. Open those doors up, because they're opening. We're, in a lot of ways, we're trailblazers. We're the ones
Hmm.
bringing in the new, the higher vibration to go in a
Yeah. The new energy,
yeah.
the higher
And
energies. Absolutely, we are.
yeah. And we get help with the astrology. The astrology is already
Mhm.
happening. It's going to happen. It doesn't predict anything. It's just showing you, yes, this is
What
what's happening.
is?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just showing you what is.
Yeah. And you can go down the line like I do, and I look down, is there going to be any relief here? Okay, I see relief in 2025. So that gives me hope. You know, um, we
I
have,
wish you'd have said 2024.
oh, I know, believe me, because I kept looking, I kept thinking this was the year. Well, it's the year of clarity, right? But I thought, well, it'll all click in. It'll click in for a lot of us. It'll click into place for. I believe many more people are going to wake up. I believe they're going to see what's going on and realize,
Mhm.
is this how I really want to live my life under these constructs, when it's a free for all for those at the top 1% or in power.
Mhm.
So, and that's disheartening. It is. It's disheartening to see it. At the same time, know that you have. I mean, I just saw the yellow brick road in my head. Really, you have that open space to go explore and try new things in your life. In Scorpio and Pluto who rules Scorpio, it has, like, they opened the gates this past year and a half. We really saw, like, I think it was 2 weeks before Pluto changed into Aquarius, where the bank stuff started happening. A couple of the banks had, what was that called, run on the banks, or
Yeah.
pretty much
Yeah.
they failed. And this is the same thing that happened in 2008 when Scorpio entered Capricorn, and we had that
Right.
2000
Ah.
crash.
Yeah. There
Yeah,
were banks that closed then too.
Yeah.
yeah. And the U.S. had to, I think it was under Bush, right before Obama took over, right? U.S. had to go in and print money. And they went up to the White House with, one sheet of paper is what I've heard. And it's like, we have to do this or everything's going to be lost. So they did it. And Pluto had been in a Capricorn that 18 years, and every time it came to another sticky point, they just kept doubling down, knowing that it isn't sustainable.
Mhm.
So Aquarius is quite different. Capricorn rules the power, the elite, the 1%, top 3%, however you want to put it. Aquarius is everyone, equanimity across the board, fairness
I
and
love
justice.
that.
Hmm. It's so important, it really is. And we are here to help bring this in, whether you're just sitting at home, connected to your heart and bringing in a high vibration every day, or you're out there, making policy. It doesn't matter. We all
Doesn't matter as long as you're doing your thing, whatever
Right.
it is, with love.
Exactly.
Yes,
That's all that matters.
I love it.
I don't care if you're
Yes,
sitting on a footstool filing your nails, as long as you're doing it with love. That's all that matters, because it's
that's
the
all that
energy that matters.
Right.
That's right. And that is so true. You know, I think a lot of people think, oh, what can I do? How can I be and make a difference? But that's, I
Yeah,
mean, think of all the people maybe who can't walk or get around
that's
well.
right.
Yeah.
It just, yeah, just being in your heart and caring, being a loving, caring, kind, compassionate person is
Exactly.
huge. Yeah.
And you do it one person at a time. You can't do a whole lot of people. You just do it one person at a time. Keep spreading it.
That's right. That's right. I just want to say hi to Teresa and Miss Suzanne
Mhm.
and Jan's Free. Thank you for being here, ladies. We sure appreciate it. I hope you
Yeah.
enjoy this immense information,
I
important
love our community.
information.
I love our
Oh,
community.
Laurie, hi.
Oh, Lori's here.
People
I just
popping in.
the energy is just so beautiful for
It
everybody.
is.
Mm-hmm.
I love just being in the energy of all of us together. It's really nice.
I do
But
too. Every show is just
It
when
just feels
we.
good.
It does. Every show feels so darn good because of the energy in the chat as well.
Right.
yeah,
It's all. It's
yeah,
that combination. It's just wonderful.
it is. It is beautiful, and it's nice to have people, a supportive community that you can go and you
Yes,
can watch shows here and there, and then you see everybody in the same chats, and it's just really, I just love that.
I do too.
I love it. And tonight I'm doing a live on my channel with Diana Bowles, more to talk more in. Well, it's probably going to be a lot
More
of the
in
same
depth.
thing. Yeah,
Yeah.
but it's
Well, we'll
going to
have to
have.
watch. We love Diana, oil painter. Yes, we love her.
Yes, she's so gifted, so gifted. But this time of this time period that we all are living under, we're gonna thrive under eventually. Well, I think we are thriving, a lot of us. If you're connected to your heart, you really, the outside world doesn't really come in. I mean, it does for me here and there if I get too wrapped up into stuff, but I know how to pull myself back into my heart. I know how to reconnect.
Yes, I've learned
Yes.
that too. I can get. Ooh, I'm getting too deep into this. I need to get out
Get
of
out of
here.
here. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I've learned to do that in the last 4 or 5 years. Definitely.
Yeah, you had to. I mean, I was going to go
Mhm.
insane if I didn't. When I came
Oh,
online and I saw,
absolutely.
You have to ride the crest.
Yeah,
yeah, yeah,
do.
Just surf it.
and I mean,
So, what
thankfully,
exactly is the full moon in Scorpio doing for us today?
all right.
What do we need
So
to be on the lookout for?
we need to be honest with ourselves. And when I say that, we all know some things about us have to go. It could be a job, it could be a belief, it could be you know, a, a relationship, and it's hard. I'm not going to ever say any of this is easy. These are really hard energies to work under.
Well, it
But
is
if you're
because
honest,
it's calling on your shadow work. It's making you do your shadow work.
that, and
The
that's
shadow work sucks
nobody wants
while you're
to do
going
it.
through it, but it's
Yeah.
always better on the other side for
Yes.
Oh my
sure.
God. It is
But it is
so.
definitely hard.
Oh, and Scorpio is the master at shadow
Hmm.
work, bringing up all the icky pieces and parts that we don't want to look at, or just keep going like this to it. Well, when Scorpio's here, you can't really do that. You can't.
Yeah. He's not very subtle.
No,
Scorpios aren't subtle.
no,
Not very
Scorpios
subtle at all.
no, they're all about getting down to business, and they want to know because Scorpio's a water sign. They feel. They want to feel. They want, and they can feel an off.
And that's true. Even in business, I want you to cut to the chase. I don't care about all the peripheral stuff. Cut to the chase. Give me the bottom line. I want to know.
Yeah, right.
So, yeah,
Exactly.
that's definitely Scorpio.
Yeah. And Scorpios are the best researchers, detectives. I mean, and think of that in any aspect of our world.
Aspect.
You know, get down into the bottom of whatever it is. Um, and that's what he's doing for us right now. So I would look at this next year and a half as having trust and faith in the universe, trust and faith in your heart. But while this is going on, like today, definitely, I already did it today. I wrote a list of things, you know, that I wanted to release. And I took it outside and burned it. It's a simple thing to do, you know.
It
Get
is.
it, if you want to get it on paper and you want it, or you want to speak it aloud, you know,
Yes.
that really helps to
Needs
get
the
it.
energy of writing it down or speaking it out loud for sure.
Yeah, and fire. Fire is always the number one cleanser. Yeah. But
True.
you know how Scorpio is the only sign that has 3 animal symbols to him. Everyone else just has 1. Scorpio starts out as a scorpion. So I'm looking at this with this is the 3rd eclipse with Scorpio, right?
Right.
So on the first pass, we were very defensive, very angry. We're getting, you know, Scorpios start stinging everybody because they're mad. But then on the, you clear that out, and it takes a little while. It's not going to disappear today. But I do think these are things we know and we already are in the process of releasing. But then
Yeah.
the second pass was Scorpio goes into the eagle. And so he rises above it, right? So he can observe all around him, see what's really going on. And this is all to help him determine, where am I going? What am I doing? How
Get the
do I
larger perspective.
Yeah. And then today, the last thing is a phoenix. So you totally burn that self of you. That we're dying to our old selves in a lot of ways to be reborn into what our heart is guiding us towards. And that's really,
That's
that takes a
beautiful.
lot of courage, right? It is beautiful, but it takes a lot of courage.
We have a
And
quick question here.
Sure.
Let's see.
There
What's the
is
second symbol for not one? Just us lucky Scorpios.
Yeah, Scorpios have it. Libras are, you know, the scales. And Libra can feel really good when something's not in balance. That's their expertise, right? Scorpio is about, digging it out, removing, like, think of removing toxins out. You know, that's a Scorpio thing. It gets down into it. And this is why, like, if this was any other eclipse, it would be, this one is very, it's so important for us to move forward and put that little bit of effort into that releasing and that purging. Get it out of you so you can, it just frees yourself. Like Priscilla just said, you go through those dark nights of the soul and they're terrible, you know, while you're going through it, but afterwards you just 1,000 pounds lighter in your, wow, I never knew all this stuff was holding me down. And you know, and a lot of us here are females, which you know, you bring in that, we caretakers. We're always the ones caring for everybody else. So we want to make sure everybody's lined up. And this has been a hard thing for me the last 2 years. I've had to let it go. I can't control someone else's life. You know, if they ask me, I can give them some advice if they want it. Like, I'm talking about my kids here. So, but they're grown and I can't impose that my
Here's
way.
an interesting question. This is interesting. Transitioning Pluto is opposite my natal Pluto. What energies will I deal with?
All right, so then your natal Pluto is Leo? Is that what I'd have to know the planet, which I think it would be Leo if we're talking Aquarius.
No,
And
Mariella. Is it Leo? Anyway,
oppositions are not easy. They're not easy, but they're help again with Pluto. It's going to help you clear out, help you see what's really, really going on in your realm.
yes,
Okay,
Leo,
so,
she says.
okay, so Leo would be the thing with Aquarius and Leo. That's the same thing as Scorpio and Taurus, right? They're opposite on the wheel of the natal, the zodiac chart wheel. So anytime that you're trying to figure out, well, what's this going to do to me? Look up that attributes of Pluto in Aquarius, or just look in Aquarius. You know what, Leo? Look into look into the attributes of Leo, and you'll see a nice balance. This is again, you want to balance those energies. You don't want the Leo to fully take over, or the Aquarius to fully take over. You want to merge them. And that's for anything, your sun sign, your moon sign. If you have those
Right.
oppositions, like I had Pluto in Capricorn sitting on my Saturn in Capricorn for the last 3 years, in 26 degrees. He just kept going over and back and forth.
Back and
And
forth.
he was like, okay, so what's happening? Well, it's in the 12th house, so I know the 12th house, and this is where the houses become important, is about spirituality, which is what I was doing, and delving into your spirit, delving into the mysteries, of everything, because Pisces rules the 12th house. So Pisces is, everything. It's everything, literally, but it's spiritually based. So when I look at the houses, I would take Pisces, who rules it, and then put my Saturn on there in Capricorn. And then I just kind of look at, okay, what traits do I want to emulate from each sign? Because
Right.
each sign
And then
has a
work
little,
on those.
yeah, because
Okay.
you don't, we all know pretty much the lower vibrations of each sign. So you want to look and see, okay, where can I make a good balance? Where can I make some headway? Because that's, you'll
Right.
make headway if you just stay in Leo or stay in Aquarius. You're not letting yourself grow, properly. But I got this same thing. I have Pluto getting ready to go now onto my ascendant in the first house. So it's just sitting there, and it's going to sit there for years. And that's who you are. That's, when I meet Priscilla or Heather, I meet their ascendants, But it's all,
Mhm.
and we're like multifaceted people, right? So we have all the signs are in us somewhere. But when you know that it's coming on a certain point in a certain house, uh, and look
I
at the
guess I
house.
need you working on my chart again so I can get you to explain it to me.
I know.
Yeah, I was going to ask. I think, are you finished there? I don't want to interrupt.
Go ahead. No, I'm
Okay.
fine. Go
I
ahead.
was going to ask, besides revelations of things that we need to get rid of and things that we really need to do to let go, because he's not real subtle about things, what else can we expect from this eclipse and full moon?
So the eclipse will technically be over in about 4 minutes, like 3:34.
Right.
So we went from 11:30. We're on the East Coast, and that's why I'm saying that. So that's a 4-hour eclipse. I did the releasing during that 4-hour period. Okay, and if you haven't done the releasing and you want to do this before you go in and add stuff, because you want to release, you want to at least state it, burn it. Like I said, it doesn't mean that it's going to be released in a second, but you have that, you've put your order
Intent.
in, yeah, with the universe, right? So
Yeah.
so now what do I do? What would I rather have? Well, I don't want to, what did I use today? I don't want to struggle financially. Now, and you want to word these things perfectly. So guess who is right there with us, right? Taurus, because Taurus is the opposite of Scorpio. So we have we're in Taurus season, and we have a lot of Taurus stuff coming up. He's helping us create the new world, the new outer world and our new individual worlds. He's the first one there. Aries was there last month where we're getting ideas and we were doing that. But Taurus makes it physically manifest in this realm. So use that Taurus to bring in the things. And it doesn't have to be money. It doesn't have to be material things. It's your beliefs. It's our thoughts. If you know that, I did this for a while when I felt like I was judging everybody all the time. And I was like, I don't want to be that. I don't want to be like that, but there is a level, which I had to learn, of discernment that you have to create good boundaries. So, and this is a while ago, but those things will come up. There's subtle little differences that tweak your individual world.
Right.
And then we become citizens with integrity and that wisdom.
Thanks for being here.
Stop, and thanks for stopping.
Sorry. Hi, Hypnicity, Esther G. Anybody else we forgot? Hi, Bora Bora.
Bora
We're
Bora.
having a fascinating conversation about this full moon and all the stuff it's bringing up.
But it's like there's the things that we want to stay connected with is a good start, and then you build on that. Okay, well,
Right.
I don't want to do this job anymore, but I do like this kind of work. Well, you find another place that maybe you will like. But this is all coming in. An eclipse season will last out till 6 months. So it's
Right.
like the intentions and the releasings and everything we're putting in there, it could happen very fast. It could take a little time. A lot of things in our lives have to be adjusted and maneuvered, and so we got to go through that. That's why faith and trust come in. Well, that always comes in, but that's really significant these next 2 years, in my opinion. But
faith and trust.
Faith
So basically, we need to release whatever, go out and burn a piece of paper with whatever it is we want to release, and then create the intentions of what we do want.
Right. And
you can write those down as well. Write those down, put them in writing.
Yeah, definitely. You will manifest faster. And you keep
Absolutely.
the paper, you keep that one because you want to create it. The burning of the other one is
don't burn up the intentions.
Let me see what else I got. Well, so I don't know if I clearly stated this. When we're in the nodes, we have Taurus is the north node. So the sun is sitting there with Uranus, right next to Uranus. And the moon is over here in Scorpio. So they're opposing, right? Well, Uranus is going to bring in fast change or shock surprises. I think we already had an earthquake and a volcano went off today, and that was right before the eclipse became right on time. It was like it builds up, right? So we build up to this
Sure.
this energy, and it does. Mother Earth will show us here, a volcano or an earthquake. That always happens on a eclipse usually, and we have the solar flares. But we have Uranus sitting there, and Uranus is really outside the box thinker. All the new, how could we make
the planet of freedom and liberation?
Yes.
Uranus. Yeah. So it's conjunct the sun in Taurus.
Yes. And the South Node. South Node's
And the
built
sun.
you do things for. But that is showing us, okay, so who Uranus rules Aquarius. So we got a lot of Aquarius working in here too. It is about humanity collectively, the freedoms. But being next to that South Node, I'm sorry, the North Node, sorry, he's given us the idea where we're going forward. How do we want to create that new reality for everybody?
Right.
And then we have the Scorpio on the South Node who is taking all the stuff that doesn't work and is just taking it away, removing it. So those are really important. The nodes are really important. They show you in your chart. They show you where you're headed, where your soul wanted to go during this lifetime. And when we're looking at a chart like this, an event chart, you see where it's going. Yes.
Right.
Yes.
Excuse me.
I can't understand it. It says Iran, and I don't have.
What are you looking for?
Can't understand what that word was. Iran.
She was talking about Uranus.
Uranus. Okay.
I'm
I'm
sorry.
so used to more. I was getting confused as to what you were talking about. Okay.
I'm sorry. I know I don't want to jump around too much. That's why there's a lot. There's a lot
There is
going
a
on,
lot.
and May is going to keep coming, right? This is where we're gonna. I mean, just like I said, those revelations are gonna just keep pouring in, especially from the outside world. So if you're not happy in your inside world, this is individually about you. Where do you want to go? I was going to ask that question, if you don't mind. If anybody wants to participate, what are you releasing? You know?
In the chat room, if anybody would
Yeah.
like to talk about what they're releasing and what they want to manifest, that'd be great. We'd love to
Yeah.
know.
Because if we type it, we speak it, we write it, it helps bring it all to us.
Well, it
Or
seems like every time we have a full moon, I'm always releasing self-sabotaging behavior. That's my big one. It's like, it seems like that just continues to roll on, whatever
Yeah.
it may be. And
I
so
do the
that's
same
my
here.
go-to.
Yeah. And but eventually, and then one day you will wake up and you'll go, "Oh, I'm not sabotaging myself anymore." You know,
I'm
it's
doing it
just
much less.
yeah,
Much less, I have noticed for sure over
see,
the last few months. All attachments, yes. Releasing all attachments. That's a good one. Thank you, Miss Suzanne. That's a great one. We do need, and judgments.
Yes, judgments.
Releasing of judgments, which sometimes I think are attachments too.
Yeah, because we get stuck in my ways, this way, I'm right, you're wrong. But again, you have discernment.
Here's another one. This is great.
Oh,
For me, I've suddenly been able to let go of self-loathing that I didn't even realize I had. I'm 59 and revisited things that were from when I was about 8 years old and finally able to not blame myself for behaviors that I was largely taught. That is beautiful. How many of those do we all have that came from those being at 7, 8, 9, 10 years old?
Yeah.
That's beautiful. Good for you, Laurie.
And you were just doing what you were told.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And how much of that stuff? I know. How much of that stuff did we have to release? You know, and then you look at it, you're going, wow, I've been carrying this with me this whole time. And it's always, you start peeling off the layers, right? And you dig down.
And we truly are like onions, aren't we? We just peel a layer at a time, a layer at a time. It's crazy.
And you think you're done, and there's another layer.
Yeah.
Yeah. Really. It doesn't stop. But it does get better. You get, even though I'm still releasing things too, I live in my heart and I am content. It's not so much, I'm happy, joy, you know, I am, but
I feel pretty content too. I can't tell wildly joyful or any of that, but I feel content.
Yeah. And and I think that's the sweet spot. You know, it's a lot better than what I was. I was miserable before.
And it's better than the highs and lows. It's almost like instead of it being like this, it's more like,
You're kind of on
you
the
know,
crest. You're just surfing over the top.
surfing over the top of all of the
Yeah.
good and the bad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's so important. And when you get to that spot, right, then you're like, okay, well, what kind of life would I like to have? Do I want to garden? Do I want to go skydiving? What would I really do with myself? You know,
I
how
can
would I?
guarantee you it won't be skydiving.
I mean,
I can guarantee you I'm not doing that.
I'm with you. I never understood that. You're going to get in a nice plane and just jump out
A
of it.
perfectly good airplane and jumping out of it.
And oh, this is another thing. It's not so. I know I keep going on with this Scorpio stuff, but
Nope.
Scorpio
Keep going.
can be, you know, you may think that you're releasing this, whatever X is, but B comes out of nowhere and you're shocked, you know. So that could happen. These energies are kind of, and it is your higher self guiding you through these energies. So they know what's best. And that's how I try to look at it like that. You know, when something really hits me out of left field, I'm like, what in the heck was that? You know, but
yeah, would you please explain this to me?
Please. And it goes, you know, Scorpio also wants to know, where do I belong? Authentic, where do I truly belong? Where's my home? You know, think about it. Where we I know a lot of us here, again, our moms, you know, families and stuff. We do for everybody else, but do we ever say, where's what is it I'm attracted
I
to?
think women forget to do that. I think we just forget.
Yeah.
We're too busy taking care of everyone else and making sure everyone else is okay. It's and we do need to take that time for ourselves. We do need to pay attention to us, because if we're not full and whole, then we're not really all that great for the people that depend on us.
And that's why I always said send love to yourselves too.
That's right.
Yeah. And how it's so important. Even when you wake up and right before you go to bed, lay there and meditate, or I always list things I'm grateful for. If I don't have the time to meditate, say, I'll just list everything I'm grateful for, and it changes.
I wake up and do that. I do that in the morning when I wake up.
Yeah.
I list all the things I'm grateful for, like being able to open my eyes and see the
Yeah.
sunshine. That's just little things even.
But doesn't it? And don't you find, though, it makes your day?
Much
your
better.
day just starts out so nice. Again, it's not like off the charts. Not saying it couldn't be, but it's that contentment feeling.
Mm-hmm. Hi, Sharon Side. Thank you.
Aw, thank you. Hi, Sharon.
And thank you, Miss Lori, for that kind.
Aw.
Yes. We are grateful as well.
We are too. Thank you so much, Lori.
And that's why we're all here, right? We're here to help lift each other up.
Absolutely.
And knowing the energies that are around us and how to utilize them is powerful.
It is powerful.
It really helped me so much when I first started getting into astrology, to understand it wasn't me, it was the energies, and you can see it in your chart. Mm-hmm. And then I guess we should talk about the big one, is the Pluto squaring the nodes. Well, first he's going to square Jupiter. Pluto square Jupiter.
Yeah.
Am I getting that right? I think I am. And that is, well, Jupiter's really going to be a major help to us this month. When he goes into Taurus, I think it's the
17th squares
17th.
Pluto. Oh,
Okay.
where Jupiter's.
That's Jupiter.
It entered Taurus on the 16th.
On the 16th. Yes.
Yeah.
And
But
then
it squares Pluto on the 17th.
yes. And right before that, Mercury comes out of retrograde. That's also in Taurus. So we're going to have,
Oh, wow.
Mercury starting to go forward in Taurus. We're going to have Jupiter going to Taurus. Now, these planets, these help us think and plan, Mercury, make the phone calls, line things up. Jupiter, he's just blessing it. When he's in Taurus, he's just giving us that extra oomph of energy to go for it, right? But we got to first go past Pluto and squaring the nose. What does that mean? That means as long as you're in integrity and you're an honest, authentic person, you and Pluto get along good. But if anything is out of alignment at all, that will be the point. That's kind of like after today, that's the next time we get a check from Pluto. You got to think of it like that. We're getting checkups all year through Pluto. That's what's happening.
That's funny.
That's the truth. And it's all about integrity and truth and authenticity. And as long as you got that going on, you're okay. But
truth, integrity, and authenticity.
Yep.
Beautiful.
And he'd be your best friend. But a lot of astrologers want you to fear Pluto, and you should, if you're not in integrity, and I know when I wasn't paying attention and I'd say, oh, all these bad things are happening to me. I wasn't in integrity, meaning connected to my heart. Yeah. Connected, honest with myself. It's about being honest and loving and accepting to yourself. Don't you think?
Yeah.
So that's what he's going to be doing. So he's definitely checking the whole outside world too. So they're going to get their checkups and we're going to see the results of all that. And it's going to be crazy.
Well, you can see it in the news every day, really. Already.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I mean, it is. This is the month where I've been waiting for it. I said this earlier, because it's going to open all the doors. It's going to shine the light on the darkest places. It's going to expose all the toxins. And like I said, it's going to be hard to see, but it's going to be in the end, at the end of it, I should say, we're going to live in a higher, finer vibration under I don't even want to call it a system, because it won't be like the systems we're living under now. There'll be more. True. What's another word for
different kind of matrix?
Yeah, because this is the old matrix and it's going away. Now, and there's
most definitely going away.
Yeah, and not to scare anybody, but that old ways of doing things are going to go away. But remember, there's already systems in place that are there to transition.
In integrity.
Yeah.
They're there to take the place just as soon as they can.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So we won't get wiped out. Yeah. It may hurt for some people. Things, changes. I'd have to say that's probably the biggest thing with Scorpio eclipse and Pluto is it's always about change. But the changes it brings is for the better. It's just going to be for the better. And we're going to get new information, new ways of doing things. Pluto and Aquarius is
it's so exciting.
It is.
I think it's absolutely exciting. I mean, I know we're going through hell before it gets here, but I can deal with that, knowing that the world's going to be a better place in a few years. That it'll be unrecognizable from what we grew up with, and I think that's a good thing in a lot of ways.
You could say it's just a A learning experience of patience.
There you
I do.
some more patience on the way. It's coming up. It's
Mhm.
true though. We're
Can
gonna
you hear
have
my
to
dog?
just a little. Well,
She's barking at the postman.
Matt, yeah, she's gotta let you know somebody's out there.
Yep.
The beginning
And
is near. I hope you're right, Hypnicity. I'm hoping
Yep.
we're already in the beginnings.
yeah, we're
Hi,
right there.
Jay.
Hi,
Yeah.
Jay. It's crazy. And I always say this with everything. We are remembering who we are. We're like our gifts, our skills, our abilities. We have them in higher dimensions. We're remembering them now because
We're remembering our oneness.
yes, all of
Our
it, right? It's
oneness.
all connected.
Our magnificence.
Hmm.
Each one of us.
Yeah,
We're phenomenal.
yeah, we are.
We're
All of us are.
phenomenal beings of light playing at
Yeah,
this earth game.
yeah. And that the remembering who we are and coming back online, right? We're coming back to ourselves. So
Mm-hmm.
everybody's got that
Ourselves.
opportunity. Yeah. And it's just gonna be really cool at the end of it all. Now it's not gonna be perfect in 2025, but it's gonna be extremely different than what we live through now. You
Mm-hmm.
know?
I
It'll be
agree.
better.
Yeah, yeah.
It'll be better.
Beautiful. Beautiful. And let me see. I don't think I have any. Is there anything that you wanted me to
Well, maybe
touch
a
on?
little bit more about what Jupiter's going to do for us. Because
Okay.
isn't Jupiter is like
Jupiter's
growth and
giving.
expansion and abundance?
Yes, yes. And in Taurus, when he goes into Taurus, just think of that. That's the whole,
Practical, the
yeah,
practicality of it all.
but creating it as, because you got to look like this is one of those things we were just talking about. As the old dies off, right? New is being born. Well, that's
Mm-hmm.
Taurus. Taurus makes the new Taurus. So with Jupiter there, it's going to be, I
Ooh,
mean,
that sounds good.
yeah, as
Yeah.
expansive and as innovative and inclusive as we can, as we want it to be. That's really going to be a really nice energy. And before it goes into Taurus, it will be at 29-degree Aries. Now the
Mm-hmm.
last eclipse we had was April 20th, and that was at 29-degree Aries eclipse, solar eclipse.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what those are like what we were, had our heart set on, our wishes and our hopes. All of those wishes and hopes that you were thinking about during that time, they get to come in, they get to meet with Jupiter at
Oh,
that moment
nice.
and create that. So it's really a really nice energy. Now at the end of the month we have a square, a big one, but it's actually to clear out more because we get these like checkpoints. To kind of look at it,
Right.
they're just checkpoints, and yes, they do expose in our life what's not working, but it's more geared to how the systems that are
Oh,
that were they're getting ready
right.
to go, how nefarious they really are. Like it's really bad that we can't even count on the Supreme Court. It's really bad.
Whoa. Are you there?
Yeah. Can you see me?
Yeah.
We just everything just went black.
But you're back.
Oh, you're back. That was weird.
See, it doesn't here, and there's nothing that blinks. I don't
No,
understand
I
it.
mean the screen. My screen went blank on my
Everything.
computer and the
Us,
TV.
you, everything.
Everything in the
Really?
room went
Yeah.
black. That was very odd. It's okay. It's back. We're
But you
good.
see, that's that. So
Yeah,
we
could
got
be Mercury. I agree,
yeah,
Jay.
That's what I was going to say. Mercury.
Mercury, yeah, definitely.
But that not only that, we had a bunch of solar flares shooting off every day.
That's true.
They come in, they disrupt the energy, and that. Well, if you think
I
about
think there was
it,
a really big one yesterday, actually, a really big solar flare that lasted for quite a long time.
I
I
didn't
can't
even.
remember the details about it, but it's supposed to hit us over the weekend.
Okay, so see,
Yeah.
it's Earth directed. Yeah, I don't know. I think it's maybe the energies because when it goes in and out, nothing here is blinking, but it looks
I
like
know.
it is on my laptop, and it's not. But yeah, there's. I mean, all that energy. But you gotta look. All the solar flares, all these eclipses, and the eclipse was just over too, so that might be triggering. That the electricity in the air. But all those things are here helping us, assisting us to raise in vibration. And not only does a
Mhm.
solar flare come through and it removes density and blocks, it helps us raise in vibration after
Oh, yeah,
brings
it's
in.
bringing in light codes all the time.
Yes, thank you. And that's what the eclipse does. Like that eclipse lasted 4 hours, right? And yeah, that's a good time to go in and get all that stuff, write it out of you, clear it out somehow. Now that it's gone and it's past, right?
Mhm.
Okay. Now what do I want to create? And it's just, spirit's awesome because we have all of this assistance. And my God, how big's the sun? How big is Pluto and Jupiter? And it's just amazing.
It is amazing. Was there anything else that we needed to know about the eclipse, or
for the next month before we get to the next new moon?
yeah, the new moon's
goodness.
May.
So the new moon is, what do we say, the 19th of May?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
And I'm sorry,
that's right.
who is it? Libra?
It says the new moon in Taurus,
Taurus.
May 19th.
Oh,
It's at the
okay.
apex of what we call a minor triangle.
Now, see, talking about all that Taurus, and I'm going to have a new moon in Taurus. I mean, it's just like that is creational magic there. You want to manifest, well, from now until then, because you have all this Taurus sun energy. We have the Taurus in the North Node with Uranus. We have Jupiter about to go into Taurus. We have Mercury, Taurus retrograde, but he's going to go into Taurus. Then we have the new moon. Think of
That's a lot of Taurus.
Yeah. And you really release whatever it is you needed to let go again and write those, right? I mean, I used, what's it called? Vision board. Do a vision board. Something that details the life you want to live. And really put it out there. We can create anything and this is going to sound awful, while the outside is being destroyed. Well, they're destroying themselves. We're not doing it, right? We're here to create the future.
We're creating the opposite of what they're destroying, is what it is.
Right.
Yeah.
And we're creating that now, right? So really put that time and energy into yourself. And
this shows that the new moon in Taurus is sextile Mars in Leo, sextile Neptune in Pisces, and trine Pluto in Aquarius.
Yeah, I mean that's powerful. So it's going on. It's hitting everything around the chart. It's lighting it again anytime these transits, planets, moons, cycles hit trine or sextile, anything. It just turns on more information, turns on another light switch.
Well, it's just we're being bombarded with information.
Yeah,
just bombarded. Wow.
Well, that would explain why, I don't know about you guys, but I don't sleep very much at nights. And I will wake up around 3:30 even every hour then after.
Yeah, I did that last night.
I did it too. So I'm thinking they're busy sending us downloads or something.
Yeah, I think so. So you're going to go on your channel later tonight, right? And you're going to talk to who are you having on? Diana Bowles. And you're going to even go in more in depth, right?
Well, yeah. I mean, we don't, again, even with her, we don't want to make it too confusing. There's so much going on, right? And so we usually focus on the main thing, which will be the eclipse. But there's no way to not put in the fact that Pluto's squaring the nodes. All this Taurus energy is coming up, and Pluto's going to square Jupiter. You know, that's.
But it is a different point of view. So if you didn't get everything this time, be sure to watch that.
Be sure and watch her tonight. Yeah, and that's on Valerie's channel tonight. Cherie says she hasn't slept well. Jay too. Laurie too.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Yeah. It's not just us.
It's not just us. It's that's what I was thinking. It was the rest of you as well.
That's amazing.
Yeah. I mean,
and I also wanted to say that tomorrow our show tomorrow, our Saturday show on tomorrow is going to be about gender neutral pronouns. I have a non-binary grandchild, and this is a subject that I didn't know anything about, and I really had to learn and research what it was all about. So if you guys stay tuned tomorrow at 3:00, we're going to talk about gender neutral pronouns.
And they sent a lot of information too.
Yes, we've got a lot of information, and my grandchild sent information as well. So that's
why I said they.
I didn't know if you were talking about
I was
they or they.
No, okay. They, your grandchild.
I mean, the kids, they had, I got that lesson about a year ago from the 12-year-old that was here, used to live here. And I mean, I couldn't believe the level of information that she had about this and how important this is to them. Yes. I mean, it is so important
to them especially.
To them especially. Yeah. And my grandchild is so excited I'm doing a show on it. She can hardly stand it. She's just, or they, excuse me. They are very excited. And I just think it's people our age really don't get it. And we need
difficult to remember because it's totally different from what we learned.
So I think it's super important for all of us. So
and that's part of that Aquarius, right? Because Aquarius is going to come in and say everybody's equal, equanimity. You know, so I really think that has something to do with all the us going into
the pronouns, the neo-nouns or neo-pronouns. Yeah. It's kind of an interesting subject. The more I research it, the more interesting I find it. And it's actually been around a really long time, like thousands of years. So we just didn't know about it.
Anyway. It is confusing, but it is really, really interesting, and it matters to them. Should matter to all of us, I guess.
Laurie, you are absolutely right.
Yes.
How cool to have a generation of people who get to grow up being comfortable in their own skin. Amen.
Yes.
I'm just, I'm in awe of these youngsters, teenagers and young 20-year-olds. And stuff. They're just, the way they think is just beautiful.
And as for voting, do you think these people are going to vote those that are taking away our rights in, and they know it? That's why they gerrymander. That's why they're doing everything to disempower them from their pronouns or their identity or their gender. And it's going to be a little bad.
They're trying to mess with the voting rights of graduating high schoolers.
Yeah. No.
So.
See, this isn't gonna fly. It isn't going to.
It's not going to fly. No. It's not going to fly. It may for 5 minutes, but it's not going.
Or maybe in a couple states they'll manage to make it get there, but it won't stay.
It's hard when you also feel energy. So I feel more feminine energy from the person I accidentally say she. Exactly. Thank you, Jay. You're right.
Yeah. It's definitely not a judgment. You just get that vibe from somebody. And
right.
I think it's beautiful because it is bringing in equality. It's going to bring in that. and they're just so,
Fantastic.
and they're all very psychic and intuitive. They're so connected.
They
Like,
are
to-
so connected. It's
But they a lot of the times don't realize it.
yeah,
No, you know, it's
No.
so crazy.
they don't. That's true.
That's-
Well,
but that's
ladies,
all
I'm
I
sorry.
wanted to
Go
just
ahead.
tell you this real quick. I was just
Oh,
grabbing
sure.
a card. I pulled release and empower. So release, it says you can't make it up. Release any stagnant energy and re-energize your spirit to feel more creative, alert, empowered, and full of zest for life. And
Well,
that's
that's
exactly
perfect for today.
Exactly
Perfect for the eclipse, isn't it? Valerie,
Yes.
thanks so much for being here today. We love it when you come
And
to
I
thank
call.
you so much for all your explanations.
Yeah, the information is so powerful.
Thank
It's
you,
really good
ladies.
for all of us. And everybody in the chat room, thanks for being here today.
Thank
We
you for
sure
coming.
appreciate you and we love you all. Go out and shine your light and be who you are out there. Don't listen to anybody else. Listen to your heart.
And don't forget to include yourself in that light.
And please like and subscribe. We'd really appreciate it. It would help us all.
And thumbs up too.
Oh, yeah. And thumbs up. Meanwhile, have a great weekend, everybody. And like I said, go out and shine your light. And we'll see
Exactly.
you next time. Bye-bye.
Thank you.